Kohala, Yahabashim Yahushai, Bahashim Mikar Kadesh, double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and salutation to the Akim pushing this word in truth and sincerity. Another quick hit. This is a bit of history pertaining to the Edomites, the Greeks, because Alexander, the freak, was a so-called Edomite. Okay, his father was Philip of Macedonia, and they took on the term Greeks from the Etruscans and the Minoans when they conquered them. And they were the so-called brown nation, the ones what they call they were Japhetic, the ones what they call Aborigines and Fijians today. Okay. Anyway, this is an article I found just about the ancient Greece army of lovers. Okay, and the same way they took on this Greek term is the same way they took on the characteristics of Thebes. Okay, the Thebes were an Egyptian band or used to fight naked. Okay, so the Greeks, Alexander took on this same concept. Okay, of homosexuality and having men. Well, one of their characteristics are homosexuals. We know that the Caucasians, through their Roman Empire, through the Greeks, through the Romans, and today, this is what they exercise. So there's nothing new under the sun. Anyway, it says here the ancient Greeks army of lovers, comprising of 350 male couples. Thebes' sacred band was undefeated until it was wiped out in 338 BC. In the ninth century, the mass grave of the men was found. Okay, and it says here, this is the image, and it says here, the image courtesy Hellenistic Ministry of Culture and Sports, decorate of the management of the National Archives of Monuments Department of the Historical Archive of Antiquities and Restorations. All right, so it says here, in June 1880, during a visit to central Greece, a young English architect named George Ludwell Taylor went out riding with some friends in order to explore the ruins of an ancient town called uh, oh, can't pronounce that. Chirenica. Let's call it that. Chirenica. As Taylor's party neared its destination, his horse took a fearful stumble, as he later recalled, on a stone in the roadway. On further inspection, he saw that the stone was in fact part of a sculpture. Energetic digging eventually revealed an animal head nearly 6 feet high, or as Taylor put it, a colossal head of a lion. That definite article and that capital L are crucial. Taylor recognized that he had uncovered a famous monument mentioned in some historical sources, but since lost, known as the Lion of Chesarea. Sorry, Coronica. Chironica. The Englishman had been studying a work called The Description of Greece by Polynius, photographer of the 2nd century AD, which states that the gigantic figure of the sitting animal had been erected to commemorate a remarkable military unit that had perished there. The lion Pusinius surmised represented the spirit of men, the spirit of Esau, because he's the one who likes to lay down, the boy lover, like Leonidas said. He said, "We're not those boy lovers." The unit to which those men belonged were known as the Sacred Band, comprising 300 warriors from the city of Thebes. it was among the most fearsome fighting forces in Greece, undefeated until it was wiped out at the Battle of Chironica, of Chironin, of Chiarina in 338 BC, and engagement during which Philip of Macedonian and his son, the future Alexander the Great, Greek freak, crushed the coalition of Greek city-states led by Athens and Thebes. Um, see, it was Thebes. I'm going to show you. I've got another article here where it tells you who the Thebes were. It says here that Alexander the Greek crushed the coalition of Greek cities, states led by Athens and Thebes. You see, so what it was, they took on the same characteristics. That's why his army was undefeated until they got wiped out, because he took on the same characteristic of the Thebes. I'm going to show you anyway. Scholars see Chironi Koronief, I can't pronounce that, as the death now of the classical era of Greek history. Others might find the story interesting for different reasons. Not the least of these that is the band was composed entirely of lovers, boy lovers, homosexuals, that's what he said. Precisely 150 couples, whose valor, as the Greeks thought, was due to the fact that no man would ever exhibit cowardice or act dishonorably in front of his beloved. In Pylos Synpomus, a dialogue about love, a character remarks that an army made up of such lovers would conquer all mankind. 60 years of George Taylor's horse stumble. Further excavations revealed a large rectangular burial site near the lion. Drawings that were made at the site showed 7 rows of skeletons, 254 in all, for the sacred band, Scribner. A forthcoming book by the classic James Rowan, the illustrator Markley Bayer, collaborated those 19th century drawings to produce the reconstruction of the entire mass grave. Black marks indicate wounds, and number of warriors were buried with arms linked. If you looked closely, you can see that some were holding hands. And there you have it. Yeah? Ancient Greece armies of lovers. Okay? So there we have the story of a fighting force full of homosexuals. Okay? And there, Alexander the Greek, the freak, he took on that same, because we know that the Romans and the Greeks and the Romans are, even today, they protect homosexuality, they perpetuate it. So we know these are the same people, what the Bible calls the Edomites, the children of iniquity. Okay? So I'm going to leave it with there. They might take this down because they don't like the truth and they don't like anything said against homosexuality. Yes, because they're the ones who are perpetuating it, the Edomites. So I'm going to leave it with that. I'm going to say all praises to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Mikar double honors to the apostles and elders, a great millstone, salutation to the Akim, pushing this word in truth and sincerity. Kwam Yasharala, and Wa Abba Babo. Destruction to Babylon, as usual. Shalom.